Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Sorry, Dane is not going to be here this week, but we may have a show on Wednesday with Dane in case you have any questions for him. I don't know. We'll see. But let me put up the first comment. Mm. All right, let's get right into the first story. We got four amazing stories we're going to react to today. We're going to look at Trump's going to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico, perhaps, we're thinking. We're also going to look at Trump's administration saying they want people to have the choice of what type of car to buy, whether that be electric or ICE. We're also going to look at Dodge. They're going to try to have a program where they have social media people try to promote their vehicles. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at a story about EVs. Somebody did a study that said that they last as long as internal combustion engine vehicles. We're going to react to that. And then we're going to get a sneak peek, perhaps, at the next generation RAV4. So those are the stories we're going to discuss today. Let's get right into it. I know you guys don't have time for jibber jabber. So let's look at this story from GM Authority by George Barta. We're going to look at this story and then I'm going to give you my reaction at the end. So here we go. Trump plans to enact 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico on February 1st. That's only 5 days from now. Oh my goodness. Trump is doing his thing already. All right. So the article states we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people into the U.S., Trump told reporters in the Oval Office on Monday, according to Bloomberg. Trump said, I think we'll do it February 1st. All right. So he says the article is stating that they think that these tariffs are going to be used as a bargaining chip to influence Canada and Mexico to slow the flow of illegal drug trafficking and immigration into the U.S. So we will see what will happen. They're saying that if such tariffs are imposed, they'll have a big impact on the American car industry. Obviously, they have lots of cars that are built in Canada and Mexico that are imported into the U.S. every year. GM has 2 Canadian plants and 3 Mexican plants. So they're saying roughly 30% of the vehicles that GM sells in the US are imported from Canada and Mexico. So 30%. Oh, I didn't know it was that high. Let's see. They are thinking, Wolf Research is thinking that these additional tariffs will boost the average new car prices by approximately $3,000. That is an estimate from Wolf Research. Okay, Wolf Research. Let's see. None of this should be surprising. Canadian's finance minister says Trump can be unpredictable sometimes. Yes, that is true. Let's see. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's good to be unpredictable. If you are negotiating with people, you put them off balance. So LeBlanc is saying Trump's tariff threats are already proving effective in bringing trade partners to the negotiating table. There is something called the US Mexico-Canada Agreement, the USMCA, and that agreement governs North American trade and is up for review in 2026. It looks like Trump wants to get this thing revised as soon as possible. All right, let's get to the comments and I'll give you my thoughts on this. I love the comments. Let's see. And I'm just reading these comments at random. This guy says, "We have spoken about our shared commitment to the fight, and that is why Trump is president. He isn't promising to talk about commitments, he's taking action, and quickly at that. And this is all about attaining results. Talk is cheap. Mexico and Canada are going to fold like a cheap one ply napkin." Well, I agree, David. I don't know why you got 52 down votes and only 30 up votes. I'm gonna rate it up. Can I do that? Yeah, now I get you one. This guy says, "What? Why would you name yourself? What's wrong with you?" All right, anyway. This guy says, "How dumb can you be? The same thing will happen like last time. Retaliatory tariffs enjoy paying more because your President Orange is too dumb to understand how the global economy works." Really? Really? Is that why our economy was so good the last time he was in charge? Because he didn't understand how the economy works? Is that what happened? All right. So this guy says in response to that other guy, "I'm a guess you're David Dixon then? As the last I saw, inflation was flat for Trump's last 4 years, and the media, CNN and The View in particular, complained nonstop. When the trade wars start, we'll pay more. But the trade war was in full swing and inflation was flat. American jobs came back and we had a booming economy. Some reason Biden returned to normalcy, jump started inflation." Yeah, really. You can't make this, you know what, up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Steve. Why are people I'm gonna even it up. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up, Steve. And this guy says, "Yep, Biden was a disaster. I'm so glad he lost." All right. All right, just the last one I'm gonna read. All these tar- all these tariffs are not making economical sense. Keep celebrating that you screwed your neighbors, but in the end results will be increased prices for the consumers on either side of the borders. USA actually runs a trade surplus with Canada if you take out the energy exports of Canada to the US, oil, gas, and electrical energy. The US runs large trade deficits with other countries of the world, and the tariffs levied on these countries are at 2.5%. In my opinion, he's barking at the wrong tree. All right. All right. Wow. That is interesting. So the comments seem to be divided. And this is what I think about these tariffs. All right. I think that we should give Trump a chance to do what he thinks is right with the economy. And this is, not just because I think Trump was a good president. The economy, the last time he was in charge, spoke for itself. Things were really good back then, man. I mean, it seems like a long time ago, but man, like even though people complain about some of the way that he did things, you can't argue with that. I mean, I remember back then, saw it was a Taco Bell, and they were giving bonuses to hire people. Like businesses were hiring, people were making money, the inflation was not that bad. Oh, I remember, I'll give you this example. When Trump was president, I used to buy this 6 pack of raisins from the supermarket. It was 99 cents. That was when he was president. You know what it shot up to now? $2.25 for the same pack of raisins. Raisins more than doubled in price. And it's like that for a lot of things in the supermarket. And you know what? For all the people out there who want to second guess and say that Trump doesn't know what he's doing, well, he knew what he was doing back then. So I say give him a chance. Let's give these tariffs a chance. I think a lot of the tariffs and a lot of these threats are used to try to get a better trade deal. and he's using these tariffs as a negotiating tool. But the thing is, that's how he negotiates. Like he tries to be unpredictable on purpose, and he tries to use as much leverage as he has on purpose before you even go into the negotiating room, right? So, I mean, I think it could work. I do think these tariffs could work. Now, is this going to result in your cars being more expensive after these tariffs? Some cars, I think, yeah, because the thing is, if you make a lot of threats, eventually somebody's going to call your bluff. It's like in poker, like you can't just always bluff. And I think he may have to put these tariffs on for a little while, but I think we should just stick with it and ride it out because am confident that Trump knows what he's doing with the economy, and that is just from the last time he was in charge. The economy was good. I mean, there you go. So that's what I think about that. Let's get to. Oh wait, I want you to see this this video I saw on Instagram. It's so funny. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up this funny video. So this is a guy in the wildfires in LA, and he had two vehicles. He has a 911 Porsche and a Tesla. Now, what do you guys in the comments think? Which vehicle do you think he's going to save? He can only save one. This is Sophie's choice for cars. If you had these two vehicles, which one would you choose? Let's see. What's he going to pick? He's got to pick one. He's got to pick one. Oh, he's picked a Porsche. He says, "Bye bye, Tesla." He's got to pick the Porsche. I don't blame him. I mean, I like Tesla, but a Porsche versus Tesla? I don't know. I know Dane would pick the Porsche. What do you say? In Pittsburgh says, "Save the Tesla." I think that was a Tesla Model X. Let's look to see if we can find out which one it was. Let's see. So looks like he grabs the cord, maybe unplugs it. You know what? There could be some logic behind saving the Tesla. All right, I think that's a Model X. All right, so we do we do know. See, the Tesla might cost more, but the Model X is not cheap either. So we're not sure which one costs more, but we do know, even if you like electric cars, you got to admit those electric car fires are no joke. And he might have a better chance of saving his house if he takes the Tesla so he can remove it as a potential fire source for the house, because we know those electrical fires, they do not go out for a long time. Says, I owned a Porsche, lots of precise engineering. Yeah, yeah, that's true. They know what they know what they're doing when it comes to speed. Beautiful car, yeah. Well, I don't know. Beauty, I guess, is in the eye of the beholder. I know a lot of people do consider Porsches beautiful. Um, I don't know. I think maybe I just have a little bit of different sensibilities. I don't think they're bad looking, but I don't know. I kind of don't get them as far from a beauty perspective. Those wildfires are so severe. Glad he was able to get out safe. Lithium batteries and water don't mix. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. We got to make sure to save the car that will lead to less fire. All right, let's get to the next story. Let's get to the next story. This is another story about politics from Trump. Let's see what you guys think about this from Car Scoops article by Michael Gunther. The Trump administration promises consumer choice in vehicles. EVs have fallen out of favor with the government as Trump has been sworn in. All right, let's look at this. The article states the Trump administration has announced plans to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. The White House is also promising to review regulations that impose undue burdens on energy production. The administration is also promising consumer choice in vehicles, likely signaling an end to EV favoritism. All right, let's see what he wants to make America affordable and energy dominant again. All right, I like that idea. So he's saying he's going to end Biden's policies of climate extremism. They're saying the administration is promising a streamlined permitting process and a review to all regulations that impose undue burdens on energy production and use, including mining and processing of non fuel materials. All right. So let me just chime in for this real quick. These want to impose undue burdens on mining. All right. So even if you like electric cars and you're upset that the mandate or the some of the mandates and maybe the $7,500 credit that you get for buying an electric car that may be going away, but you got to think of the long game here. If you're going to take away some of the regulations that make it difficult to mine materials, that is a good thing, because I don't know if you guys remember, I did a story about they had uh, a study from the University of Michigan that was saying the key thing that's going to make it difficult to make electric cars is there's harder to get copper. They need a lot more copper than they are producing right now. So that study was saying, it's so hard to get mining. It's hard to make a new mine. You need more copper for these electric cars, not just for the cars, but also because some people think, oh, we're going to get solid state batteries. We're going to not going to need copper that much anymore. Well, listen, you need more copper to upgrade the electrical infrastructure of the country. We need more power lines. They need copper for these power lines. If you're going to make solar, wind farms and things like that, you need a ton of copper for each little windmill that they make or giant windmill that they make. So that should be good for everybody to make it easier to mine. All right, for every type of car. So the article states the president will also withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord and end leasing to massive wind farms that degrade our natural landscape and fail to serve American energy consumers. All right, well, maybe electric car guys won't like that. But yeah, I mean these wind farms, I don't know. I think I need to study more to see if they're really helping anything. But I do know those giant windmills, they do kill a lot of birds. So for all the environmentalists who I remember back in the day, whenever they have an oil spill and you would see like a bird and the oil got all over the bird, people were like, oh, what happened to the bird? This is why we don't need oil. This is a shame, killing all the birds. But now that the windmills are destroying the birds, like it's no even if a bird get oil on it, you could get the oil off, eventually, and the bird could live. If a bird gets hit by a windmill, that bird is gone. No more bird. You can't put it back together after that. So yeah, that's just something to think about. But anyway, they're saying they're going to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, and let's see. They will empower consumer choice in vehicles, shower heads, toilets, washing machines, light bulbs, and dishwashers. Okay. This suggests it's safe to say efficiency is being moved to the back burner and electric vehicles will be facing yet another obstacle. Well, look, um, is this an obstacle? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to give my comments at the end. All right. Remains to be seen. Previous reports have indicated the president wants to eliminate the $7,500 federal tax credit for electric vehicles. Consumers claimed more than $1 billion in funds last year, and this added in the purchase of over 150 clean vehicles. You should definitely put that in quotes. We're not sure exactly how much cleaner they are. I don't know. The jury is out. Every time I read one study and then another study says something else. Some, if anything, they're close to being maybe a little bit cleaner, but not a lot as far as what I can read. So they're saying that automakers have warned about dire consequences if the tax credit is abruptly eliminated, as EVs would suddenly cost thousands of dollars more. This could seriously hurt sales, production, and the bottom line. All right. And since this article was published, let's see, in President Trump's inaugural address, he promised to end the Green New Deal and revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry. He went on to promise we will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. I like the sound of that, and I hope that if even that could get, I don't know, halfway true, I would be very happy. More vehicles are made in the US of A. So this is what I think about this article. I think it's a good idea to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. Um, I don't know why we are basing our policies on things that they dream up in Europe. Europe, that is not a place that we should really be following right now for anything. Europe is a disaster waiting to happen. They have all types of terrible policies in Europe, and I don't even know if they're going to be around for another 20 years. They have imported people into their country that absolutely despise them. So I don't know how stupid you could be to do that. That would be like if you, just to put that into terms that the average person could understand. Let's say you are in the street gang called the Bloods, and then you say, you know what, we have our territory, but let's invite a whole bunch of Crips to live with us, and everything's going to be all right. Like, why would you do that? Those people hate you, you freaking idiots. So yeah, that's why we shouldn't listen to anything that comes out of Europe. You know, if uh, that's the way I feel about that. Europe has got to get it together. Even if we did like every little thing that they want us to do, none of that is going to work unless China and India get on board with all of this environmental protectionism. And not even just them, like even in South America, like they don't my friend Dane, he was in South America. He's saying they don't have emission things on their cars. He said he was standing next to vehicles and they were just smelling terrible. His eyes were watering. So I don't even think they're using like catalytic converters down there. So it's not going to work if just the US and Europe does stuff. They, even if you import a car to Africa, like they're not doing any emissions in there. They're not doing emissions in South America and Africa, and they definitely not doing them in China. So you know what? Unless the whole world were to get on board with emissions, is no point in just us doing it. There is no point. Let's see. A Honda takes 40 pounds of copper. EV Honda takes 200 pounds of copper. Exactly. In Pittsburgh. Yeah. Toyota had a calculation that they made. They're saying that for one EV, you could make like a whole bunch of hybrid vehicles just for the natural resources. And a plug-in hybrid, it was even more, it was even less, but I forget what the exact, I think it was like 200 hybrids for one EV and like 50 plug-in hybrids. It was something along those lines. Don't quote me on those numbers, but yeah, it's eventually common sense is going to run right into all of your dreams. So you might as well align your dreams with common sense because common sense is going to happen eventually. Reality is going to take over eventually. Climate accords, hybrids likely the future for new cars. People still want the convenience and range of gas. Exactly. I agree with that. I like hybrids and plug-in hybrids, but I like electric cars could be good for some people. I mean, we don't have to like completely eliminate them, but I think at this point they need to stand on their own. This $7,500 credit, $1 billion we spent on this. You know what? What I don't like, a lot of these electric cars are sold to upper middle class to rich people. Let's be honest. A lot of these Teslas and things like that, like the Model 3 and the Model Y are more for the regular uh, income people. But the Model S, the Model X, and definitely the Cybertruck, these are for rich people. Do they really need $7,500 off of their car? Why do I have to pay for this? For them to have a luxury EV vehicle? Like I could understand the mandate for vehicles maybe $50,000 and under or $40,000 and under. Like I might keep them for that, for a little while at least. But for if a rich person can afford a $70,000 Tesla Model S, then that same rich person can easily afford a $77,000 Tesla. Like $7,000 is not a lot of money to some people. So yeah, like they don't even need these mandates. I bet this $1 billion that we spent on mandates, half of it was just given to people who don't need it. So what's the point? If you're going to have the mandate, give it to people that are lower income, middle income people who are buying, like let's say a Chevy Bolt or a Chevy Equinox EV. Let them get the $7,500 mandate, or at least maybe $5,000 something. But yeah, that's my opinion on that mandate. Give it to the people with less money if you're going to give it to anybody. All right, let's look at the comments. The comments going to be crazy. Let's check it out. This guy says it's nice having a president again running the country. I bet old puppet Joe feels better now after having that hand removed from his question mark. Since he's no longer needed by Soros. Yeah. I think he gave Soros some kind of medal of honor or something. Civilian medal. He gave him some type of medal. So yeah. He's probably happy at home eating ice cream right now. He's probably asleep. What is it, 8:30? Yeah, he's probably sleeping now. So this guy says, I wish our standards could just be unified with Europe. There is less hassle with development and cross import export. Call it global standard for equipment and safety. Yeah, I don't know about that, Mr. Rahul. But yeah, we don't need to. I don't think Europe is in a position right now to give anyone advice over anything. Like they got to get it together, or they're not going to be Europe for very much longer. And it'll be their own fault too, because puppies are like that. Let's see. This guy says, then let me buy a Chinese car or a K truck or a French car. Consumer choice goes both ways. Yeah, I don't know about them. I do not like those K trucks. They're too little for US. They look like a nightmare. So this guy says, why do you want a Chinese car? You could import a K truck. You could buy a French car. And he says, why do you want a gas guzzler truck? Because choice. That's what Trump wants, no? Yeah. I don't know about that. Let's see. Why? I don't know. If the French want to sell their cars in our country, I would rather have French cars in the country than Chinese cars, to be honest. But the French have to let us sell our cars over there too, like with no tariffs. If they want to come in with no tariffs, matter of fact, no. If they want, check this out. If the French want to build, they want to sell cars in our country, They should have to make a plant and build those cars in our country and give some people some jobs to do. How about that? You want to import a car, you got to make a factory and make it over here. And then let's say if you make a factory, then you get import three different models. How about that? And then we can have our cars over there too. Sky, 100%. You are right on point. EV and hybrid became luxury vehicle options. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I know GM and Ford, they want to sell these giant electric trucks, but I don't know. I think they should focus more on their smaller vehicles. I'm not seeing a lot of Americans that want to buy a giant electric truck that looks like a truck. People seem to like the Cybertruck, but maybe it's because it doesn't look like a truck. It looks different and I don't know. It looks tough and new and futuristic. Maybe that's what people wanted. Like, it's this probably not fair to play Monday morning quarterback, which is what I'm doing right now. But I don't know. That seems to be what people are doing. Let's see in the comments. It's great that I could choose my own car. Now let me fix it myself or at a workshop of my choice without the car being remotely deactivated by the manufacturers. Are people doing that now? I know Elon Musk disconnected Cybertruck of this warlord in Chechnya, but I didn't think they were doing that in the US. But yeah, remote deactivation, it is something I feel like any car could be remotely deactivated. Any car that receives over the air software updates or any car where you can remotely lock or unlock the vehicles, which is what OnStar has been able to do for a long time. Anytime you can do things like that, if you really wanted to, you could disable the car remotely, I believe. I mean, there's if you could make the locks come on and off, all you have to do is send a signal to say, um, don't recognize the input from the fuel pump relay. That's it. And then boom, car won't start ever because it will never look at that signal. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's upset about that because that's the way it's been for a while. You just didn't know it. It was like that the whole time. You didn't even know it. All right, let's see what this guy says. All regulations that impose undue burdens on energy production and use, including mining and processing of non-fuel materials. Hold on a second. I was told it's only EVs that require mining. Yeah, we need mines for all that stuff. Empower consumer choice in vehicles, shower heads, toilets, washing machines, light bulbs, and dishwashers. So all that talk about being energy dominant to just waste it all on inefficient appliance. What are you talking about? We're not going to waste that much money because people will be able to buy a regular light bulb again. I mean, it'll be all right. If you give people the choice, I think most people would choose LED light bulbs, and people are used to it now. But yeah, some of this efficiency, I don't know. It's the differences are negligible a lot of times. And shower heads, I don't know. I don't know if water is considered energy, but whatever. Think that is not important. This guy says, which country now has a convicted felon as their president? Oh, ha ha, you're so funny. You're so funny, you should be a comedian. I don't even know what those felonies were bogus anyway. All those trials were bogus because if Trump really did something, they should have put him on trial right after he was president. It was very convenient that there was like four different cases. And these cases began to get going like right as he was running for president. Like you don't find that to be a coincidence? Isn't that convenient? All these trials, and half of these trials got dismissed. I think the one he's talking about that he was guilty of for being a felon, they didn't even give him any penalty for that. Like there was no fine, no community service. It was nothing. It was bullshit. Excuse my French. All those trials were complete BS. So don't worry about who's a convicted felon. Dagort. Diagort. Ugh. This guy says Biden pardoned over 800 criminals, including his whole family and people not charged with a crime yet, but proves they are guilty if it holds up. Yeah. Yeah. He was pardoning his family. I think, personally, I think Biden and his family, they were doing all those scams with getting money from companies and pretending that Biden was going to give him favoritism through his son. So they were paying his son, and so it was. I think that was the whole scam from the beginning. They said, "Look, we're going to do all this stuff, and then I'm going to pardon you as soon as I leave office, so that we'll never get found out." I mean, it's a very sinister plan, and I hope that's not what he was doing, but that's what it looked like to me. And we'll see. I know Trump said, he's like, you know what? He pardoned all those people, but he didn't pardon himself. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, lots of shenanigans going around, in my opinion. I can't prove it, but it's looking that way. All right, you guys tired of hearing about politics? Let's look at something else. Let's see. Anybody in the comments say anything? That what were the comments saying? Let's see. Hardly any trucks sold in France. Smaller vehicles. Yeah. Yeah, they love smaller vehicles over in France. In Europe, I think they got a lot of those. Um, their streets are thinner. So yeah, we got some small vehicles over here. We can the Chevy Bolt, Bolt EV is a smaller EV, so we could sell that one. They might like that one. And I saw one of those the Equinox EVs today, and in person, I was like, "This looks pretty good." It was all black too. It looked good. They could sell that in France. They could sell that in France. New Freon replacement A2L is flammable, so now HVAC systems have a sensor to make sure the heat does not kick on if there is a leak in the cooling system. Yeah, is that what it's called? A2L? Thought it was called YF1234 or something. I don't know. But yeah, I heard some of the new AC refrigerants are more flammable. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with the one we were using, but as soon as you get a study, this is a study. We did a study about something, so now we have to change over into something else. But sometimes it's like the people that fund the study somehow are connected to the company that's going to make this new fancy new thing that we all have to have right now. See, that's the game. That is the game. You get a study, and studies are easily able to be influenced. Like just because something says things in a numerical way, those numbers can still be manipulated. And we'll talk more about how they do that one day. But for now, you're just gonna have to trust me. I want you to look at this article right here. And this is something I want people to know. And this goes for those stupid K cars too. Look at this. Golf cart crash test is absolute carnage, even at just 30 miles per hour. Yeah, and you guys think that size doesn't matter, and with cars, it does matter. Look at these little. I know we don't talk about golf carts, but in some parts of the U.S., people ride around on golf carts on public roads. Did you know that? Like in Arizona, I saw people doing that in Florida, like anywhere where there's a lot of old people. Like, listen, old people, I know you are not worried as much about safety because you feel like you've lived most of your life already and you don't care. But you know what? You do not want to get into a golf cart accident. Let's look at this article. Golf carts are like cars, but not really. They have four wheels and controls like a regular automobile, but the similarities end there. They are not beholden to any sort of crash testing. For instance, what happens when an official crash testing organization runs one through its paces on its equipment is not pretty. Let's see. So this was the European New Car Assessment Program, the equivalent of NHTSA in the US. Okay. So they got their own version of NHTSA called the ENCAP, Euro NCAP. Okay. So they looked at the golf cart, a club car villager, to be a heavy quadricycle officially. It ran the vehicle through two tests featuring impacts at 31 miles per hour. The frontal impact happened first, and the European regulators captured it from several angles, just like a real crash test. It doesn't seem like they took it extremely seriously, as you could hear them laughing. I would have been laughing too after the first impact. No, they took it seriously. They were just laughing about how terrible these cars are in a crash. Let's see if we can look at the video. See, can you guys see this? What do you want to say? Let's take the sound off so we don't get strike. Boom! Look at that. Your knees are destroyed. And so look at this. Look at this. Bow! Look at that. I told you guys, you can't be playing around with these golf carts. The steering wheel is right in your you're done. You're done. You used to be. RIP you driving around in a stupid golf cart on public road. Don't even think about that, man. Matter of fact, I don't even want. If I go on a golf course, I'm gonna walk. How about that? Look at this. Yeah, and all the people that want to drive around on a golf course, like you think it's you in Mario Kart driving around like a maniac. Look at that. Oh, look at the dummy head. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, they're not even trying to be crash worthy. Look, I'm just saying, if you want to drive a golf cart, make sure it is on a golf course and save the nonsense. You can't, they're too little. And then I bet that's just how it would look if you had a key car or K car. It would look like that too. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch is right. All right. So let's look at this, guys. You know that Dodge, they are having a public relations nightmare with this new electric EV. Everybody, you could just tell from the comments, everybody hates it. And that is not good because maybe less people will buy it now. Dodge got to get it together. I don't want Dodge to go bankrupt. So they got to get it together. But this is their plan. And this is an article from Michael Gunther again from Car Scoops. I love Car Scoops. But let's see what they have to say. Dodge is looking for brand bad ambassadors. Appears to pay experience bucks. What? So they what they usually call this is a brand ambassador, but now they're trying to be cool and call it a bad ambassador. Oh goodness, Dodge, what are we gonna do with you? Where's where's the guy? They brought the Tim Kaliskas back. They need to, I don't think this was his idea, but let's see. Dodge is looking for bad ambassadors to help introduce their next generation of vehicles. The company is eyeing influencers as the automaker wants access to their audience. While the gig seems unpaid, Dodge promises swag and exclusive access to events. All right. You know, I was ready to laugh at this, but I did read the article, and some of these things they are saying they're going to give you are not bad. They're not bad. I would, obviously people would rather have money, but some of these things don't look too bad. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this, and then I'll give you my opinion. And then when you guys, when we go to the comment section, it's going to be merciless. I'm telling you. I already seen some of the comments. They are merciless. Let's see. The article states brand ambassadors are fairly common these days and often include a mix of celebrities, professional athletes, and influencers. That's enough to make your eyes roll. But Dodge is looking for bad ambassador. Why did they name it that? That's so silly. All right. So they're brand ambassadors with an attitude. Okay. The bad ambassador. Why? I'm gonna laugh every time I say that. This is so stupid. The Bad Ambassador program is looking for passionate enthusiasts to introduce the next generation of Dodge muscle to a new audience. The automaker doesn't spell things out, but they're looking for people that span a wide range of demographics and interests. So the application website suggests they're looking for would-be influencers as the company wants to tap into their existing audience on social media. They're also promising to help aspiring social media stars grow their audience with exclusive VIP access to Dodge resources for content creation. All right, so this is what I was telling you guys about. So I do obviously have a YouTube channel, and when they're talking about access to Dodge resources, I'm thinking they're probably going to give you access to like maybe photos and videos that you could use like for your thumbnails or for your videos. You could have like they might say, "Oh, this is the newest car," and you could talk about it before anybody else, which is a good thing. Like when you can be the first person to break a story, that's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. That might be more valuable maybe than if they just directly paid you. Because if you can get the scoop on something, then you're already set up to make money on social media. So maybe that would be what makes you money. So yeah, man, that's not a bad idea. So the article goes on to say they are they're telling people that they can advance their influencer status and experience by joining this program. The site also says repping the legendary Dodge brand is the kind of rare opportunity that could put your career into overdrive. Yeah, well, we'll see. We will see. So this is the electric charger. This looks like the Hornet over here, I believe, and I don't know what that is. I don't know. Dodge guys in the comments, tell me what this one is on the left. I don't know. But let's see. So, one thing that isn't mentioned is money, and this appears to pay experience bucks. I don't know what that means, but these bad ambassadors will have a lot on their plate. They have to develop and pitch original content ideas to representatives and create Dodge related content. Well, I don't know. We will see there. The company promised swag and appearances on their official social media channels. Some will also have the opportunity to travel to auto shows, vehicle launches, NHRA drag races, and other such events. So they're saying they'll pick up the tab for specific and select events. And they give you a bad ambassador call. why they why did they name it that? Just couldn't it just be Dodge ambassador car? So silly. All right. So they're saying that people have tried this type of thing before. Oscar Mayer used to paid Wienermobile drivers, known as hot doggers, a salary of $35,000 and a weekly allowance of $150 for meals. And they got healthcare coverage and pay days off. What? So if you, it looks like they used to pay people to drive around in the giant car that looks like a Oscar Mayer hot dog. I never saw anybody. Do they still? I don't think they still do that. That is so silly. Would you drive around in a giant hot dog car for $35,000? I don't know. Oh, maybe. Can I just drive it once a week? I'll do it then. I'm not driving it every day. All right. So the Dodge CEO, Matt McClear, said if Dodge isn't pushing boundaries, if Dodge isn't making people uncomfortable, we wouldn't be Dodge. And those are the kind of ambassadors the brand is looking for, enthusiasts who will disrupt, who will stand out and shine a light on the next generation of Dodge muscle. Okay. So this is the next generation of Dodge muscle, you guys. The Dodge Hornet. They can't give these cars away. Let's look. You guys, I told you the comments are going to be brutal. Please prepare yourself for vicious, vicious comments. I don't think these guys are going to be part of the program. Let's see. This guy, Lee, says nothing is saving that electric car. They need the i6 cars here yesterday. I agree with you, Lee. This guy says the last gasp of a dying man. This guy says, here comes a new round of influencers. Ugh. Yeah, I think people are sick of influencers. So they are making Veblen goods without involving money. I don't know what that means. This guy, Mr. Paul, says trying to rectify poor choices, eh? This guy says, on God, we're seeing levels of cringe previously thought unimaginable. Then he got a picture of this guy says, how do you do, fellow kids? This shirt says music band. Oh, this guy says Dodge needs some badass product for. All right, that wasn't me, you guys. That was somebody else named Mike. Although that does sound like something I would say, but it wasn't me this time. All right. Imagine trying to look like a badass driving a Hornet. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. This guy says, oh, I already saw that one. I think, is that it? I think that's all the comments. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, you guys, this is my take on that. Whew, the comments, I told you they would be vicious. So, uh, I don't know. The comments got it right. They need badass products, and then social media influence. I don't. Maybe we should just stop using the term influencer because I don't know how much we're really influencing anybody. I try to influence people with my opinion, and they just disagree with me and argue with me in the comments. So yeah, I don't think we're just influencing anything. We're just giving our opinion, and if people agree with it, then that's fine. If you're an influencer and you say something that people really don't like, they'll just unfollow you. Like you can't influence people to do anything really. You're just sharing your opinion, on social media. And some people agree and some people don't. And when people don't agree with you, they just leave, they just unsubscribe and they say, bye, I hate you, get out of my face. So so yeah, I don't know how much we're influencing. I know I'm not influencing anybody. Like I give some advice on cars sometimes, but it's like it has to be honest, you know. Like somebody asked me about buying a Honda Cross Tour with the 3.5-liter engine when in my video I recommended the the 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine, and I had my reasons for making that recommendation. So she's like, "Well, Mike, this they got one at the dealership. They already replaced the timing belt. You think I should get it?" And I was like, "It's like no, I can't recommend that." Because I'm not going to recommend an engine for you that I don't want for myself. I don't like that Honda 3.5-liter V6 engine, the ones with the variable cylinder management. They have so many problems with that thing, that system. They had a recall, replaced the rings, but I'm not 100% sure that they fixed it in that recall because they're still having problems. Some of them are still having problems. And the problems are so severe, like I don't want to deal with it. Not only do I have to worry about the timing belt, I also have to worry about it vibrating too much. When that VCM system comes on, it vibrates the vehicle so much it wears out the mounts I've heard reports of them is wearing out like the torque converter and the transmission, and then those problems with the piston rings. The freaking vehicle, the freaking engine was vibrating so much that the piston rings, you know how there's a little gap on one side of the piston rings and they offset the gap around? It was vibrating the ring so much that all the gaps line up. So now you got air fuel mixture just shooting down into the oil. And of course, that causes oil dilution. And we all know that. So yeah, I was like, look, I don't like that Honda engine. Get the four cylinder. You want to get a V6 from that generation, get the Toyota V6. But I mean, that one's not even perfect either. But I mean, well, it's got a problem with sometimes the timing covers leak on the side. At least if you fix that, you know it's fixed for a long time. I don't know that 3.5 liter engine is fixed, and they have an investigation on those 3.5 liters anyway, like the third generation VCMs. So yeah, the second generation is a huge nightmare. The third generation, they're looking at them for rod. I think they're connecting rod bearings. Look, I don't want to deal with it. So to say I'm influencing her with that decision, yeah, maybe a little, but it's like a well thought out and nuanced opinion that I have about a specific thing. If I just get like, let's say I joined this program and I said, now I'm a Dodge bad ambassador. First of all, y'all already know I've already said that the EV it sounds terrible. It looks like a disaster. It doesn't seem like anybody wants it. I wouldn't personally buy one. So if I just came on here like now I'm an ambassador, like you guys would know that I'm lying. So what's the point? And I think a lot of I don't even want to call them influencers. I think a lot of people who have YouTube channels and Instagram channels and TikToks, they are they are honest. A lot of them are just honest and they're not going to endorse anything they don't really believe in. And if they don't really believe in it anyway, their their subscribers are going to see right through them. So yeah, Dodge, you just have to make better products and products that connect with your audience. And then you won't need to pay bad ambassadors anything. You won't need to give them any swag or anything. They will write and make videos about vehicles that they really like. That's the influence. You see, they tried to use influencers in the presidential election, and Kamala Harris tried to pay. They tried to pay Cardi B, Oprah, all these famous people to endorse her, and like they don't pay them directly, but they say, "Oh, well, we're not going to pay an Oprah, but we're going to pay her production company an exorbitant amount of money to put on this show with you in it." And they did that for a podcast that I never even heard of this podcast. It was called like Call Her Daddy Podcast, and Kamala Harris paid them like all this money, and it's just a scam. Paid her all this money to make like they made a hotel room look like the regular studio, so people couldn't tell where that it wasn't. And like, why did you even need to do that anyway? And they paid them all this money, and it didn't cost all that money to put up like a sign and to paint the wall a certain color. Yeah, so it's all a scam with these ambassadors. People, I don't think are influenced. They weren't influenced to vote for Kamala just because Cardi B liked her, you know. So it ain't gonna work for Kamala Harris, and it ain't gonna work for Dodge. You know, that's all I have to say about that. You guys, you wanna see what the form looks like? Maybe I should fill it out. But I'm gonna say I'm only gonna endorse the V8 Charger. And I don't know what this Hornet is supposed to be. Looks ridiculous. I think that's like some kind of Alfa Romeo or something. Or there's one of their European vehicles that they brought over here and tried to make it look like it was something new. Let's look. Can you see this? Be a Dodge bad ambassador. Oh god. A brand ambassador with a Dodge attitude. Oh my goodness. Look, the people that really like Dodges, I've seen Let's see, what was his name? Uh, something that ends Doug the Insider, something like that. And the Black Car Guru, I think he likes Dodge a lot. I don't think you'd have to pay him anything. If you came out with a car that you knew he would like, all you'd have to do is to contact him and then give him those pictures and stuff, and then he would promote it himself because people are only going to promote things they believe in. And the people, if you don't believe them, everybody's going to see through it. So let's see. Let's see what the roles and responsibilities. Rep the Dodge brand as an official Dodge badass to your existing audience on your existing social platforms. Develop and pitch your original content ideas to Dodge representatives. Oh, so you got to tell them what you're going to make before you make it. Fulfill a schedule of original Dodge badasseter content created by you. So you have to make a schedule, pitch it to them, and then fulfill it. Grow your audience by leveraging your exclusive VIP access to Dodge resources to create your fresh, highly engaging content. Okay. Earn the opportunity to have your content shared on official Dodge platforms. Advance your influencer status and experience. All right. This seems like a lot of work. There's a lot of work. If you want people to work this hard, you got to give them some money too. But the resources are good. It's just you just gotta have better products. All right. Apply for a chance to become a Dodge brand. I can't even say it again. I'm gonna start laughing. All right. This isn't for the faint of heart. We mean we mean business. And by business, we mean a potential collaboration with some next gen badasses. Tell us who you are and why you're here and how you define the brotherhood of muscle. Okay, guys, should I apply to this? Who's in the comments? I don't know. I can't apply for this because I only want to endorse cars that are awesome. But what do we need to know about you that we can't find out on your social platforms? Surprise us. What's your favorite car you've owned and why? Which aspects of the brotherhood of muscle culture excite you the most? Next generation performance plus electrification? No. You should have made those two different questions. Motorsports and racing? No. Car shows, a community. I like car shows. Direct connection parts and mods. I think they mean like OEM parts and modifications. Yeah, I like them if they're OEM. I don't like aftermarket parts. Y'all know this. Have you repped any brands previously? If so, which ones and when? What else gets your blood pumping? Family, the great outdoors, extreme sports, boring sports. Why would you put boring? Won't put boring sport. I like boring sports, you guys. Health and wellness, travel, fashion and beauty. I think these are self-report. What do they call the questions that were self-reporting and they are designed to weed you out. So I bet if you push boring sports and fashion and beauty, then that would instantly get you disqualified. That's what I think the point of these two questions are. They do that on applications sometimes. I have read. I don't know. What's your favorite car? 2004 Toyota Camry. See, I'm a total badass, you guys. You think they're gonna pick me? All right. And a 1987 Chevy Celebrity. Yeah, that's the most badass car ever. Why? Why? Uh, isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious? Duh. It's a Chevy Celebrity, one of the best cars ever. Let's see. Why do I like the 2000? 2,278. I think I'm up to 78,000 miles. Original engine and trans. Bro. I'm gonna put bro. So they know I mean business. All right. Let's see. What do we need to know about you that we can't find out on social platforms? I don't know. Should I tell some secrets, you guys? What is the secret about MJ that you can't find out on social platforms? Let's see. I beat Contra without the cheat code. Yeah. See, they don't know about the kind of badass I am. I'm undefeated in Street Fighter versus X Men. Yeah. Yeah. See, they don't know how much of a badass I am. YouTube channel name MJ100K. What is my email? Uh, now I forget my email. I got too many email addresses, you guys. Let's see. I can't. I'm giving a brain fart. What is my email? Oh yeah, here we go. MJ100K Tech Life. You guys, you think they're gonna pick me? I don't know. I doubt it. So there's YouTube. Yeah, I don't have a TikTok. All right. Have you rep any brands? No. Sure. We'll put boring sports. Actually, I don't even care about boring. I don't care about any sports right now. Let's see. Health and yeah, I do like going to the gym. Health and wellness. Anything else I'm leaving off, you guys? Chevy Celebrity, isn't it? The 2 point, I think it's 2.8 liter. That's right. The Iron Duke. The Iron Duke engine. That engine is made out of iron, and it's the best engine. All right, you guys, I'm gonna do it. Oh, boy. Thank you. No, really. Thank you for taking the time to connect. We'll review your application and let you know what comes within the next 2 weeks. If you have any question, reach out to Badasseter at dodgegarage.com. Oh my gosh. All right, that was ridiculous. Yeah, they're not gonna pick me. And even if they do, I'm I'm only endorsing. I'm gonna tell them I'm only endorsing if you bring out the Hemi back. Maybe the i6. I don't know. I'm not endorsing that electric car. I don't care. The thing is heavy. You know, that thing doesn't even you can't even burn out the tires on that. Like you need like a special upgrade or something that they don't have even ready yet. It's ridiculous. All right, let's get to the next article. Enough of this nonsense. Ugh. You guys are going to be a Dodge badasseter. This is so exciting. I've never felt more of a badass. I'm telling you, I was a badass this weekend. This guy tried to race me in my Toyota Camry. He had a supercharged Mustang, and I blew his doors off. It was ridiculous. I beat him by 3 car lengths, and then he started crying, and it was like, "All right, I'm not going to take your pink slips and take your whole car. I have mercy on him." All right, let's see. Car Scoops by Steven Rivers. EVs now last 18 years, matching ICE cars in lifespan at large study finds. Yeah, again with the studies, you guys. People that make the study, they know what they want out of most of these studies before they even start analyzing the data. Let's look at what this says. The extensive study analyzed over 300 million MOT test records from 2005 to 2022 before reaching the conclusion that EVs last 18 years. Okay. Let's look at this article and then I will comment on it. So, this is a study from UK researchers showing that EVs could last as long as, if not longer, than ICE cars. In addition, it appears as though EVs offer more rapid improvements in reliability over gas cars. Though promising, the study's data comes with caveats that require careful consideration. I bet it does. Let's see. So, this is a multinational study conducted by researchers from the University of Birmingham, and the London School of Economics, which analyzed over 300 million records, including data from 30 million cars. So they published this in the Journal of Natural Energy. The findings are interesting indication of just how far EV technology has come. Even so, researchers caution that further study is needed to fully understand long-term potential of these vehicles. So records from 2005 through 2022. Records are detailed enough that they could infer when a car's life ended and what type of powertrain each one used. So they inferred the data of when the car's life ended. How did they do that? I would like to know that. So this was a peer-reviewed study. Yeah. They found that early EVs struggled to last as long as ICE cars, but by this point, they've already caught up. So they're saying at first they were like less reliable, but now they have caught up. Let's see, they're saying battery electric vehicles represent a newer technology that was traditionally less reliable. They have rapidly evolved. The latest BEVs expected to outlast the average ICE vehicles with the same cohort. All right, we got it. So they're saying they got more and more reliable. They're saying their EVs are no longer just a niche option. They are viable. They are a viable and sustainable alternative to traditional vehicles, a significant step towards achieving a net zero carbon future. Yeah, okay. So that's what the co-author of the study said. And another co-author added, EVs offer significant environmental benefits, especially as Europe switches to a more renewable energy mix. Despite higher initial emissions from production, oh really, huh? Higher emissions in production, eh? A long-lasting electric vehicle can quickly offset its carbon footprint. Contributing to the fight against climate change, making them a more sustainable long-term option. Yeah, interesting. Oh boy. All right. I think we have basically seen what this article is trying to say. So they're saying your mileage may vary. We know about your Japanese SUV that sailed past 300,000 miles without a hiccup. Uh-huh. All right, so this is what I have to think about this study. I'm not sure why it went all the way back to 2005, since 2005. Yeah, there were not a lot of EVs available back in that time period. Let's see, I looked up one of these. So the EV1, which was one of the first modern EVs. EVs have been around since the beginning of cars, so I'm not going to say it's the first EV, but one of the first more modern EVs from GM. That was a lease only vehicle, and they took all those cars back and crushed them. They were making RAV4 EVs back then too with that release program, but they let the people keep those leased vehicles. So once in a while, you could find them for sale. You only get like about 100 something mile range. So let's see. Let's go to Google. When, let's see, when did the Nissan Leaf come out? In 2010. The Nissan Leaf came out in 2010. So how are they going all the way back to 2005? Like this data, I'm not sure if this data is very good. And they didn't sell a lot of those anyway back then. So when did let's say the Tesla Model S? 2016 the Tesla Model S came out. So that's not even 10 years ago. And the Tesla Roadster was out before then, but they didn't sell a lot of those. Tesla Roadster. All right, that was 2008. Yeah, I'm not. How are these numbers even accurate? I mean, they haven't been out long enough to really make these. Excuse me, to make this study, and they definitely don't have similar numbers of product vehicles in production as ICE vehicles to make a good comparison. Oof. What else? And you could kind of see from this study, they're talking about climate change, like they want to achieve a net zero carbon future. Man, bro, this is obviously just this is like a propaganda type study. You gotta sometimes you really gotta use your common sense. Just because somebody comes to you with a study and says, "Oh, I looked at all the numbers and this is what the study found." Like, who even cares? Like, tell me who funded the study, and then I will have some idea about what the numbers are going to say even before the study gets made. You know, there were studies. There were studies back in the day that said smoking was not harmful to your health. You know that they they had people from like the cigarette companies who fund the study to say that smoking is good for you. Like they didn't even know. I guess when cigarettes first came out, they didn't really know that they were going to give you lung cancer. But if you were back then, if you were around back then and you heard, "Well, doctors say smoking is not bad for you," just look at what happens when you start smoking. Like I was like 18. I was like, let me try smoking. I don't know why, but yeah, like I noticed you would smoke and it would like calm your nerves a little bit and you'd feel like a little comfortable and then it will wear off. And then maybe after like about a week of just smoking once in a while, I noticed I ran out of cigarettes. And then I was like, I'm looking all over the house for cigarettes. I'm like, man, I need some cigarettes. I need some cigarettes. Then I was like, I noticed, I was like, I'm getting addicted to this. So I was like, why should I get addicted to this? This cigarettes are cost money, and I'm gonna have to constantly be paying for these cigarettes just so I could feel this little temporary feeling of maybe feeling like a little bit calm for a few seconds. It's like, this just isn't worth it. When you think about it, your body is designed to breathe in air, right? Now, if you are purposely breathing in smoke, like no matter even what is in it, like it can't be good for you. Like your body wasn't designed to do that. So it don't matter what the studies say. The study says, "Oh, smoking's good. Smoking not going to hurt you." I'm like, yeah, right. I was like, you know what? You know what's not going to hurt me if I just breathe in oxygen instead of smoke. How about that? And same goes for these vape pens. And There's a study that said OxyContin wasn't addictive. You know that? Yeah, and obviously it was completely addictive. So yeah, enough with the studies. All right, let's see. Joshua says Tacomas are too expensive. Would you recommend buying a Nissan Frontier, and what years are the best? That is a good point, Joshua. I have to do a lot of automotive nerd research on the Frontier, but my preliminary findings have revealed that the Nissan Frontier is a pretty good vehicle. So I need to sit down and do a whole video on the Nissan Frontier. And you guys, these what is the best year videos are really difficult. It's not like I just get in front of the camera and just start talking about these cars. Like I really go in depth and look and do a lot of research on the vehicles, and even, I mean, just a little bit of statistical analysis. But yeah, I don't know right now what are the best years, but let's see. I think, let's go ahead and look. Let's do I'm gonna show you how I do a little bit of nerd research just for you, Joshua. Let's see, car gurus. Let's look. See, how much do you want to spend, Joshua? That's the question. Put in the comments, how much do you have to spend? Or how much do you want to spend? We'll see. But anyway, about them EVs, while I'm waiting for Joshua to tell me how much he wanted to spend. All right, yeah. So these studies are bull, a lot of them, and you could tell the guy was biased from just the way he was talking about. Oh, climate change, and we need to sustain. Well, look. The climate's always going to change. I don't know exactly if the humans are having an effect on it, but you know, I don't know what their plan is. Like, what do they just want the climate to stay the same temp? Do you think the Earth is just like a thermostat, and we're going to stay the same temperature forever? The Earth climate is going to change whether you like it or not. I got news for you. You can't just hold it at a certain point. So I don't know what their plan is. And like I was saying before, if China and India and South America and Africa and every single continent doesn't get on board, it doesn't matter. Like they're not even doing regular emissions, and you think they're going to switch to EV? And like we were saying, hybrids and plug-in hybrids are more efficient way to use the Earth's materials anyway. So stop trying to convince me about EVs. If you want to get an EV, that's fine with me, but don't say, "Oh, I'm getting this because of a study and it's going to help the environment." Like it's really, like maybe this much it'll help the environment. Furthermore, like how do they even tell like what the life of the vehicle is? For EV, the lifespan is different. For EV, by the time that battery runs out, the car is basically worthless because it's going to cost more to replace the battery than the car is worth. You got to look at it like that. Like, even if the car is capable of being driven some more, if I've got a Tesla and I paid $15,000 for a 2007 Model S and the battery goes out and it's $15,000 for the battery, I'm not going to spend another $15,000 on a car that I just spent $15,000 on. that is the point of no return for middle class people who don't have money to buy $30,000 for a $15,000 car. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that stupid article. Well, the article's not stupid. I think the study was stupid and it was biased. Let's see. Shopping for you. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Now I'm all upset. Let's see. Nissan buy a used car. We're shop for used Nissan Frontier. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I like about the Frontier? They were using the same engine in that for like a long time. And you know when that happens, that is gold because they work out all of the bugs after a while. And they just get really good at it. Let's see. Nationwide. Let's see what we got here. Let's look. Mileage. Yeah. Let's see. I don't want a real old one. You don't want to get a car that's too old. It's hard to find parts for it. Let's say, let's see, 2015. Let's try to keep it about 12 years old. We're not going to get no new one for 15,000. We already know that. But that's okay. Let's see what engines are available. So we got looks like the 4-cylinder. It's about 300 of those, and the V6 about 5,000. So looks like they made a lot more V6s. So it's a 3.8 liter engine. Let us see. Let's see highest mileage. Let's see what we're capable of. What are we capable of here? Highest mine. That's a sponsored. Here we go. Oh, and they got that 4-liter. Yeah, maybe that's the best engine. So 266,000. That's pretty good. 8,000. Was that the highest one? Yeah. 252 with the 4-liter again. 242 4-liter. I think are we seeing a trend yet, everyone? Are we seeing a trend? 4-liter again, 240. 4-liter, 240. Here's one, 2.5 liter, 236,000. All right, that ain't bad. But remember, there weren't as many of those made, looks like. But that ain't bad. 250. 2.5 again. 2.5. Okay, not bad. 2.5. That's pretty good. 4-liter. Let's see. So isn't Nissan going broke? No, they're getting bought out by oh yeah, they were going broke. They're about to get bought by Honda. They're gonna be called Honda-san. That was my suggestion. I'm gonna send that right up to the CEO. Call it Honda-san. I would love it. See, right now I got my eyes on a Mazda 6 and a Nissan Frontier truck. All right. I'll probably get the Frontier before I get the 6. If I were you. These Frontiers look like they're pretty strong. All right, another 4-liter. All right. No, I'm liking the 4-liter. 4-liter. 2017. So it looks like the 4-liter went up to at least 2017, 20. In 2021, they got the 3.8-liter. All right, why don't we get the 4-liter? I'm thinking the 4-liter might be best. This isn't an official pick, but we're just doing some preliminary nerd research. So it looks like 2013 to 2017 at least 200,000 again. 200,000 and 2.5. All right. I'm liking this 4-liter. I'm liking the 4-liter. So now let's sort by price. Let's see what's the best. What kind of mileage can we get for the price of $50,000? Let's see. Sponsored. 3 sponsors. What? I think I need to put another thing in here. I thought I had the year 2023. So when did he wanted to go up to 2018? Let's try 2018. 2018. All right, we can still get the 4-liter. 2018. Let's see 2019. Let's see when the last year of the 4-liter was. 2016. Does anybody in the comments love the Nissan Frontier? Yeah, because I have heard the Nissan Frontier is on my list for making a video about it. I just haven't done the research. So 2019, you can still get the 4-liter. Well, 2020. All right, 2020 starts the 3.8-liter. Okay. So I would say get the 4-liter because the 3.8-liter has only been out for about 5 years. And the 4-liter was probably out for a long time. I'm pretty sure that's an older platform, which is what you want for used cars. You want the car after they've been making that engine forever. That's what you want. Do you know, for the most part, they have worked out all the production bugs from it. That's what you want. And this is reflected by these high mileages that we just saw. Let's see, we gotta put the price on there. Where's the price? $50,000. What do you think? I have a millionaire? Come on. Let's do the 16. The 10,000 to 16,000. Let's look. Let's do some more pickiness. All right, we want the V6 4-liter. Not those. 4-liter. Let's see if we can find single owner. Yeah. We don't want no accidents, no frame damage. Fleet, maybe fleet. Sometimes fleets are taken care of. All right, let's see what we can get you. Let's see what we can get you, Joshua. Let's see what we can get you, Joshua. Honda-san, that's right. When I worked at Toyota, they used to call me Mike-san. I think san means honorable or something. Do you remember in Karate Kid where he used to call him Daniel-san? That's why he did that, because he's from Japan. And that's I think it's a term of honor. So yeah, Nissan is going to be Honda-san. I hope, anyway. I would love that. All right, let's see what we can get you for $50,000. One owner, 2016 Nissan Frontier with the crew cab, 106,000 miles, 4-liter. I like that. It's got Bluetooth and a backup camera. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Fancy. Let's look at it. Okay, that's pretty clean. Remember, this is a single owner car. You're probably not going to find a certified one for 15,000, I'm thinking. So it's not going to be a certified pre-owned. They usually only go back like 7 years. So let's see. Yeah. All right. Nice, a basic vehicle. I like those. I think this is still in the best. See, look, yeah, 5-speed automatic. So no CVT. That's what I like. And you got 4-wheel drive. Yeah, see this. I think this is a throwback to the old Nissan where they were more reliable. The dealer's description. Introducing the powerful and reliable 2016 Nissan Frontier, equipped with a 4-liter V6, 261 horsepower, 281 foot-pounds of torque, mid-size pickup truck. It's a 5-speed automatic transmission, smooth and effortless shifting. It is a joy to drive. It's got an advanced airbag system, anti-lock brakes, and I think that you will like it. Got all this other stuff. 6 tow hooks, tire pressure monitoring system. That's good. I like having that. We got Bluetooth. There we go. I like it. I'm gonna get this car. You can't have it. No, you can have it. Look, it's even got cup holders. What more do you want out of life? Come on. All right, I like this one. So that one is 16,000. You might could talk them down a little bit. This is how you talk them down. Well, first of all, you gotta look at the Carfax. Let's see. You guys want to check the Carfax on this one? I'm giving you the full treatment. I'm gonna see if we can find the Carfax. This is VIP Auto Sales. Let's go to the dealer website. All right, let me show you guys. We're going to switch to a different screen, see if we can find the Carfax for Mr. Joshua. Joshua San. We're going to find it for you, Joshua San. All right, so we on the VIP website. Let's see. We'll see if we can find. I hope they put it on here. This looks like the same. Oh, they got one with 50,000 miles. Goodness gracious. But that one's going to cost more. But let's see. Do they have it? Do they have it? I don't see the Carfax on here. This is where you can find it if you're going to find it for free. I don't see it on here. All right, Joshua, you can't have this one now. We got to check the Carfax. Sorry. You can't buy stuff without checking the Carfax. You never know what they're trying to sell you. And you know what? If they're so confident in this car, they should put it on here. Call them on the phone. Be like, look, if you don't put this Carfax on here, I'm not buying it. I just want you to know that. And then hang up the phone like a boss. I know, you don't got to hang up, but that's how it is. Look, no Carfax, no sale, bro. Sorry. Let's see if we can find a different one. But yeah, anyway, that's how you find the Carfax. So you look on the Carfax, make sure the mileage matches what they're showing on here. Like they'll show you every time it's registered, they look at the mileage. So if you see on there that it's registered at 180,000 miles last year, and then you come on here and it says 100,000 miles, you'd be like, wait a minute, where did the other 80,000 miles go? All they have to do to change the mileage on modern cars is they have a certain scan tool that they They sell them to freaking anybody now, and they just punch in some numbers and it gets changed just like that. It's easier to do it now than it was before. Back in the day where they used to take the cluster out and physically roll the mileage back, but now it's all digital, so it's even easier. All right, here we go. 2017. Wait, I'm not even showing the screen. Sorry. All right, here we go. 2017, 127,000 miles. That ain't bad. There we go. Here, nice blue. I want a blue truck. How come you get a blue truck and I don't? It's not fair. Oh, this interior is sweet. Look at that. I like that interior. Sometimes you could tell from the interior the owner cared about it. That's not always true though, because my Camry's interior is a little rough, but that doesn't mean I didn't change the oil. I always took care of it. The oil and trans fluid. Yeah, see, look, they're looking at this little stuff. It's not a big deal. All right, there you go. 2017. I'll tell you, I would get this over a Mazda 6. So this is two-wheel drive. I don't know if that's important to you. Oh yeah, one owner. All right, let's see. They're gonna show me the Carfax for this one. I'm gonna look at it. This is CarMax. I don't see it on here. Sometimes they don't put it. But this is why you keep when you're looking at cars like this is just like let's see. It's kind of like dating to where you have on like Tinder or Bumble or whatever, and you're just swiping left, swiping right. This is how you do your screening process. Then when you go to the dealership, that's like the first date, right? You go and you drive it around, like, all right, this things are going okay. It's just the first date though. When you when you have your mechanic check out the car, that is like, well, I guess if you're a female, that is like taking the guy home to meet your parents, right? Or even guys do that too. So yeah, that's when you really get the approval or not. Before, it's not as serious. But yeah, that is how you gotta do it. It's a three-step process. $16,000 is a lot of freaking money. Can't just be throwing it around. This one seems a little overpriced. 167,000 miles for 1,600. That's a little much. The other ones were less. So we're going 2013 for 16,000. Yeah. Like I said, you still need to do more. Well, I need to do more research to look up all the recalls and common problems and stuff. But just the initial. Oh, this black one looking nice. Excuse me. I like that one. That is not bad. Do, 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 boo. All right. I'm going to see. This is the last one I'm going to look at. So we'll see. I'm trying to pull up the website. It's taking forever. Oh, here we go. All right, this is what I wanted to show you guys. We're going to look at the Carfax. You got to do this three-step process or anything could happen. You don't know. They could sell you a car complete junk. All right, see, let me bring it up. All right, here we go. So this is Universal Auto Center. And this is the car we were looking at. So here's the Carfax. One owner. So I gotta switch screens again. So you can see the Carfax. See? Now look, see, we're looking at it for free now. Right from your own house. Don't even when you go to that dealership, your interaction with the salesperson doesn't matter anymore. The only interaction you need to say is like, okay, you've already looked up the car, it's Carfax, you already know all about it. And all they have to do is give you the keys and let you look at it and drive it around. And then step 3, having a mechanic check it out. And then do the 3 steps. That's your best chance for getting a good vehicle. Even that's not perfect, but that's about as perfect as it's going to get. So here we go. Odometer 117,000 was the last reported. And that is what they are showing at the dealership. Very nice. Carfax, one owner, 15 service records. Let's see. Let us see. Nissan North America was sold in Texas. The vehicle color, note, it has black. Texas inspection station. So they do emissions in Texas, huh? Well, that's good. Past safety inspection. That's good. Oil and filter change 35,000. I hope they change it before them. See, they don't always show every oil change. But yeah, well, when your mechanic looks at it, they can look at the oil. Vehicle serviced at 68,000, past emissions serviced at 57,000, serviced 45. I'm thinking these are probably oil change. Maybe they're not saying what happened, but I'm thinking that's probably it. Recommended maintenance performed. All right, so look, yeah, they're going to a Nissan dealership for that one. Let's see, the auto check. Some place called Auto Check. Okay, and then it was serviced at Sterling McCall Nissan dealership. Good. The Pecan Grove Kiwi car. Walmart Auto Center. Don't get your oil change at Walmart. Going to the backup team. All right. Recommend a maintenance service. Missions passed. La la la. All right, not bad. I would like to see a trans flush on here, so um yeah, this one gets you past. I think this one is that would get me in the door at the dealership. This one I would go, this is the dealership first date. Let's call it that. First date at the dealership. Then that looks all right. Then take it home to meet your parents. Meet the Fockers. And meet the Fockers is meet your mobile mechanic. When you do all that, might be all right. I like that one. Anyway, yeah, that's how I do some research on a vehicle. Let me see. Do I got any more stories for you? Oh yeah, the RAV4. Let's look at the RAV4, then we'll get out of here for today. We are going to look at the new RAV4. We're not 100% sure this is the RAV4, but maybe. This is a maybe type situation. The 2026 Toyota RAV4. Is this really it? And maybe you think this might be it, you guys? This could be it. I know a lot of the newer Toyotas, they have grills that kind of look like this, and the Prius and Camry headlights kind of look like this. So this could be it. This could be it, you guys. So anyway, this is a leaked image, and this article is by Chris Chilton at our favorite website, Car Scoops. This one in GM Authority, I like. All right, so this is a leaked image. It appears to show the design of the 2026 Toyota RAV4. It was taken at a GAC Toyota dealer conference in China, according to the reports. The fenders and window line match up with those on a disguised RAV4. The disguise. That's when they have all the little swirly uh, wrap around the car so you can't see it. Let's see. So the current RAV4 debuted in March 2018, according to the article. And it's no secret Toyota's working on a new one. They usually change them up every 4 or 5 years or so. So this is the 6th generation of the RAV4. And this image was posted to China's Weibo social network by several users. And then other outlets picked it up. So this was a dealership conference that in China where they were discussing products from GAC Toyota joint venture. So they're saying that the SUV in this image could be a vehicle called the Wildlander. I don't know, and not a RAV4. I don't even know what a Wildlander is. I never heard of a Wildlander. I'm gonna look this up. Let's see what Toyota Wildlander. That's wild. Let's see. Can we get some images of the Wildlander? All right, I'm going to change screens real quick so you guys can see it. This is, I guess, this is a vehicle they make in other countries. So, I don't know. It doesn't look that much different from a RAV4. A Wildlander. So this is a 5-seat SUV. So it looks like this one's maybe a little bigger than the RAV4. So you know what this sounds like the Highlander, just in a different country. Maybe because they call things different names in different countries. So maybe this is just a Highlander. Let's see. What countries? Let's see. Think. So, according to Microsoft Bing, Toyota China launched a new sibling model. This is the new Toyota Wildlander. It is also the exclusive model for Chinese market. The new car will offer 12 models of the 2-liter naturally aspirated and the 2.5-liter hybrid power edition. Okay, so this is Toyota China's Toyota RAV4 sibling model, the Wildlander. All right, well, that is definitely wild. But anyway, this I'm thinking these pictures are probably the RAV4. I mean, it doesn't it's not outside of the realm of possibility that Toyota would make it look similar to the other vehicles that they're coming out with. I mean, this isn't like this is a wild new design. So it has similar mirrors, door handles, distinctive square arches, and the kicked up waistline at the base of the D pillar all match perfectly with this leaked Wildlander shot. All right. So we can't be 100% sure, but that's what it might look like. Like I was saying before, these Toyotas, they look okay. I think they look this one looks average to me, really. It just doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like the best thing ever, but this isn't the reason why we buy Toyotas. Anyway, we buy these cars for their powertrains, the engine and transmission being strong and the vehicle being reliable. That's why we buy Toyotas. Not necessarily because they look like the best thing ever. So yeah, it's fine. You know what does look good? The new Prius. I think the new Prius looks great. But yeah, RAV4, it's average looking car. Camry, average looking car. It's fine. What I really like is the powertrain. So yeah. So speaking of powertrain, article states we can expect the new RAV4 to adopt Toyota's modern twin screen layout. Under the skin, it will retain the existing platform with a big focus on hybrid and plug-in hybrid powertrains with longer EV range distances, potentially reaching 80 miles. So that's 80. If you get the plug-in hybrid, we are hoping, we don't know for sure, but we're hoping 80 miles in EV only mode. Bro, this plug-in hybrid is so much, is so awesome. I don't care. 80 miles is huge. Supposedly, GM's plug-in hybrid, the one they make in China only, the plug-in hybrid Equinox gets 100 miles in electric only. But we'll never know unless they bring it over here, GM. We need you to bring them over the hybrids. But yeah, Toyota is killing it in the hybrid game. And 80 miles of range. I think right now the plug-in hybrid RAV4 is like 40 something. So yeah, man, 80 miles, that'd be amazing. Like if you had a normal commute to work, like let's say your commute to work is like 35 miles to get to work and 35 miles home. This is a pretty good drive, maybe 45 minutes. You could drive this in all EV mode the whole way to work and home and do a little bit of grocery shopping. You get in the house, you plug it in, and then the next day you do the same thing. If you don't go on a long road trip, you might not use a gallon of gas for like 6 months. And then when you want to go on a long trip, you fill the charge the battery up, fill it up with gas. You're looking at like 700-800 mile range without having to refuel the the gas or plug in the charger. That is amazing. Like I don't see how the EV could compete with that. But yeah, I was saying this before. The better battery technology gets, it's not going to make EVs surpass plug-in hybrids or hybrids. Hybrids and plug-in hybrids are always going to be better because they just use smaller versions of those advanced batteries. So once you get to the point where EVs are making 500-mile range with a battery, well, some of them do, but just at a regular price for 500, plug-in hybrids are going to be getting 1,000 by then. So it's no comparison. And then hybrids, they'll probably be getting like freaking 80 miles per gallon by then. So yeah, like I think it's good to have a mix, but to me, plug-in hybrids and hybrids they're just more efficient vehicles, you know? They're better. They're better, man. $10. Wow, Joshua, you making me a millionaire. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, I still like to do some more research. Um, with the next video I'm making for the what is that called? I'm doing the no, I forget the Honda HRV. I'm working on that one. What is the best year? I'm gonna show you how you could go to NHTSA website and then you could just plug in either the VIN number or the year, make, and model, and it'll pull up all the recalls, and it'll pull up all of the technical service bulletins, and you can look on there just to make sure, like, just because a car has a recall doesn't necessarily mean it's terrible. Like, so they recall stuff for really stupid reasons, I think. Sometimes they're just being very nitpicky. You know what I'm saying? I give you an example. One time I saw one for a Toyota, and I think it was a RAV4 because somebody mentioned it in the comments, and and they're saying, "Oh my God, this car has a recall. Maybe I shouldn't get this car." And I looked at the recall. It was like for the battery hold down. So as you know, like you may already know this, batteries, they usually have a little hold down to hold them in place because you don't want the battery moving around because then the terminals will get loose. And if you hit a big bump, the terminals are on top. You don't want the battery going up in the air and hitting the hood and then shorting out and then causing a fire or something. So battery hold downs are necessary. But this recall was like, the recall was saying something like, if you put an aftermarket battery in the Toyota, the hold down might not work as good. It won't be as secure as it should be. So they had to recall it. So they give you like a different bracket, so it's more universal that to hold down basically any battery. But I'm like, this is not something that you need to worry about. Like if you put the Toyota battery in there, it'll work just fine. And even if you just put the battery probably within that group, like batteries have different group numbers. So that'll probably work fine. Somebody probably just put a battery in there that didn't belong in there, and then they're like, "Oh, why didn't the battery hold it down?" Like, how's Toyota supposed to know that somebody's going to put a battery in there that don't belong in there? So yeah, sometimes recalls are lame. Sometimes they are safety related though, like the Takata airbag recall. So you definitely want to get that. So doing a recall check is good. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. And then the TSBs is usually a lot of those. So that takes a while to read through all those. So that's what I'm going to try to do on more common problem videos, is read through all the TSBs and just kind of give you the most important ones. And plus it's also hard because they put duplicates in there. Like they'll put the same TSB, but like 5, 6, 7 times. And yeah, so it takes pain in the butt looking through them. But yeah, I'll show you how to do that. You could probably look it up on Google too if you wanted to know about it. But yeah, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Support the channel. Joshua, the first person to support the channel. Joshua-san. All right. But yeah, back to this RAV4. Um, yeah, see here are this is how it looks when it has the camouflage on there. Or I was testing the vehicle with this camouflage on there. Was testing the Corolla back in the day. Yeah, but that is the camouflage. And yeah, that's probably it. Let's see the comments say. The thing is beautiful. How some find it boring or ugly is beyond all reason. Yeah. If you think that is beautiful, I don't know what to tell you. That it's not beautiful. It's all right. It's all right. Do any of y'all think this is beautiful? I mean, come on. The LC 500 is beautiful. The Bugatti is beautiful. Corvette is beautiful. This is fine. This is utilitarian. It's fine. I wouldn't call it beautiful. This guy says, I'm not really liking this. Although I've come accustomed to the current weird design as it is, so oh well. This guy says the Jeep Compass called and said, thanks for the homage. Okay. Or the homage. Homage. This guy says, just another bland, unattractive SUV that gets force fed to consumers because there's more markup to be had than on a similar sized sedan. What? This is, first of all, the RAV4 is like it's a smaller SUV. It's not super small, but it's not a big giant SUV. This guy says this it is not unattractive at all. Will be a big improvement with hybrid and plug-in hybrid options and fingers crossed a full EV. Let's hope so. That's what I was saying. That instead of the BZ4X, they should just cancel that car completely. The Toyota BZ4X. Nobody likes that thing. And then just make a RAV4 EV. But I don't know, man. Is that going to work though? Like it seems like it'll work now, but the next generation RAV4, let's see, I know Kerf Kales, I think his name is on eBay. On YouTube, he has another channel. I like his channel. He was saying he's got some his I don't know if it was inside info, but he was just speculating that the next generation RAV4 is going to be all hybrid. It's not going to be an ICE version. And I support that decision. I think that Toyota is correct in doing that. They're going to have most likely, we're thinking, a RAV4 hybrid, a RAV4 plug-in hybrid. And if you made a RAV4 EV and sat it next to those two in a Toyota dealership, I'm not so sure many people are going to pick the EV because the hybrid is so good. I think that may be part of the reason why GM is not bringing over their plug-in hybrid Equinox, because when you give people the choice between the same brand, now you got a choice between a very, very good hybrid or plug-in hybrid and the EV. People are just going to, if they're all the same price, they're just going to say, look, this plug-in hybrid's got a range of 750 miles. And I don't have to worry about plugging it in ever. Like I'll plug it in at home, but I don't have to. And a hybrid, you don't have to plug in at all. And they're getting huge miles per gallon numbers. It's going to be a hard sell. Those three vehicles in the same dealership, that EV might sit there. Just like that BZ4X is sitting at the Toyota dealership now. I got to see if it's still there. Last time I checked, it was there. It's there it's been there since summertime. It's literally been there since summertime. And it's still there. I'm gonna check to see if it's still there. It was still there as of like a month ago. But yeah, let's see. Massive improvement over the outgoing RAV4. Toyota has been doing the most milquetoast rugged versions for the RAV4 and Land Cruiser. Okay. Uh, I guess. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I like it. It doesn't look beautiful though. I don't know why the guy thought it was beautiful. But I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This guy says for Europe, it needs a full battery option. If not, missed opportunity. Really? So this guy's in the Netherlands. I don't know. I don't know. I think the culture over there, they're more into EVs. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's true. But again, I wonder what this. I wish this guy was here. I would ask him some questions about how things are in the Netherlands. As far as I know, I heard one of those countries is like almost fully EV. I forget which one. But like I say, we're not going to follow after what Europe's doing. I mean, if it works for them, great. But we do what we want to do over here in the US. We don't have to follow after Europe. But yeah, if Toyota wants to sell, I don't know. Do they make you sell EVs in Europe? I know our EV mandate is going away, so maybe he's right. I don't know what the laws are in Europe. All right. This guy says, why is it that every car manufacturer has unbreakable addiction to growth hormones? And this guy responded, because people are beginning to like larger cars. Yes, they are. All right. This is the last comment. I got to get out of here. Given today's design landscape, I find it quite decent. Doesn't look like your usual Toyota, but it's a decent look, especially seen in person. All right, so you've seen it in person, Dennis? One of the few angular designs that look platable. Platable. You can't expect design award-winning cars today. Yeah, I agree with you, Dennis. This is decent. Looks fine. Like I say, they don't, you don't buy these Toyotas because they look good. You buy them because they're good on the inside. As long as it doesn't look terrible, people will buy it, and it looks good. Looks all right. All right, that's what we got today. All right, I'm exhausted. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining in. If anyone has any car shopping requests next time, we could do those as well. Thank you again, Joshua, for the $10. What am I gonna buy with all this money? I don't know. You know what I bought today? This is the last thing I'm gonna tell you. I bought a new toolbox from Harbor Freight. It was on sale. I got the Icon. I think it's the 72-inch. So it's super wide, and there's the 72-inch, 25 inches deep drawers, and it's usually $3,000, and it was on sale for 2,500. And I was like, man, I gotta buy this because tell you, I always go in there and I look at that toolbox. I'm like, man, I want to buy this toolbox, and it was just calling my name. So I bought it, and they deliver it. They're going to deliver it to my house. It's going to take them like a month, but I'm not really in a rush. So that is what I'll be showing you guys in about a month. My new toolbox, because I couldn't let that deal go away. All right. Well, that's what I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.